Always be yourself when someone says you don't got potential. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. You mad at your worthy, don't dim your light. Here they go hate. Hold on one second. Don't dim your light when it comes to motivation. I left myself not to dim my light. Hey, hey, oh, hey. Always be yourself, but no molestation. Just being a hater. Ooh, ain't a crime being authentic. But always be yourself. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, Genio Love Respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently November 29th, 2025. It is currently 10:16 p.m. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say respectfully, you mad and you're worthy. Regardless to who to know, I love you, respect you, protect you at the end of the day. Never give up on yourself, and I say respectfully, my content is not for everyone. No, it's a train of thought. It's not. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. Yep, I am my biggest cheerleader. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't see a potential. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't understand you being authentic. Not everybody's for you, but you understood. Hold on one second. I wasn't trying to dim my light because my neighbor had a plan. They mad, they tax bracket when it came to their bad habits. You ain't have to paint yourself like they be the villain at the end of the day, but you just knew how to stay 6 feet apart. Stay 6 feet apart. They didn't understand at the end they respect hits different. When you actually understand your intuition, they would never understand how you truly dancing. You stepping in a rhythm of respect at the end of the day. Respecting your neighbor with no attention. They would never understand you wasn't trying to seek revenge. Besides, keep it pushing at the end of the day. Understand the hold on one second. It's not a crime to be a truth teller at the end of the day. Even when you got folks and chicks and dudes or whatever the case may be, they try to school you to dim your light. But never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. It's the same purpose only. No, I have that train through me. You've been minding your business within minding your business. Damn. Been doing a whole lot of that. Minding your business. When you your authentic self, you understand the piece to your rib at the end of the day. And I don't mean narcotics. I mean, hold on one second, the piece that God gave with you to see your light when it comes to being comfortable. They wanted you to be a crash out, but you didn't have to wow out. They would never understand that, hold on one second, that knowledge is different when it comes to, hold on one second, God was cooking something up when it came to that kitchen. Yeah, they not going to root for you, but never dim your light. Yeah, they don't see at the end of the day, but the right people actually didn't have to pretend to meet you halfway. When you're your biggest cheerleader, they would never understand how you found the way. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. And the same purposes only. No, you have a trait on me. You've been minding your business, minding your business. When you have that one family member at the end of the day, you ever try to be on the same page with them when it comes to the allergies and I understand that you want to try certain things that's not supposed to be in your digestive system, motherfucker. No, after train thought you stupid son of a bitch. No, for real. You ever had that one family member at the end of the day? You decide to say, you know what? We're going to go out and have a good time at the restaurant or whatever the case may be. They have a good variety, a little bit of everything. This motherfucker going to say, I got allergy, you remember? No, I do remember at the end of the day. Why would you buy that? It's the train that told me. When you realize you didn't want to head to the ER or the hospital at the end of the day, because someone doesn't understand their mental health. Hello, it's the train of me. How many goddamn times did the doctor gotta tell you, no? It's the train of for me. I got my EpiPen, but remember what happened last time? It's the train of for me. You ever had that one family member that just had allergic reactions to stuff at the end of the day? And they trying to figure out their mental health? Hold on one second. Just one time. No, it's the train of me, not on my time. Hello, have a good day somewhere else. My content is not for everyone. I am my biggest cheerleader. It be the train of thought for me. Never give up on yourself because someone wants to dim your light. Never give up on yourself because folks don't understand why you believe in FAITH. You didn't have to be salty, and I say that respectfully. They would never understand your conscience has different motivation. Even when there's one person in the crowd at the end of the day, you got somebody's attention because they actually seeking, asking, hold on one second, who are you today? It be the chin throw for me. I don't got no personality disorder at the end of the day. I just know how to be my authentic self. It started within. I wasn't in competition with my neighbor when they couldn't see. Hold on one second. I wasn't seeking revenge. Being a truth teller going bother someone's mental health. They had to gather a hate train trying to dim your light because of their pain. But hold on one second, your conscience is different. Hold on one second, you wasn't trying to put on a show because you was far from a crash out. Hold on one second, you didn't have to wild out. You know, being authentic would bother someone's mental health. They don't want you to prosper when it comes to elevation. That was God's flow, God's remedy. At the end of the day, hold on one second, I actually love me to go within. Always be yourself. You know, when you fall from being salty because you was truly far from thirsty, they would never understand the comprehension of going within, being your authentic self, actually having potential, God whipping up something in the kitchen at the end of the day. I ain't saying it was magic, but hold on one second, I didn't have to pretend. You know, it was a prayer. Hold on one second. God sweet heard me from a mile away, spent the block for all the right reasons. I wasn't doing it for a couple of dollars. I was just showing my neighbor I could pour into you too. It be the train of thought for me. How chicks and dudes, it don't matter. Hold on one second, when it come to your vocabulary, when it come to your pockets, you can still respect your neighbor to actually pour into them with no malicious intentions. Hold on one second. But I forgot we all ain't got a heart, let alone a soul. Hold on one second. When God was keeping the real, I was far from a hater, being authentic. They wanted me to sacrifice myself when it comes to my self-love. But why would I want to destroy myself at the end of the day when I'm trying to better myself? I understood right, the left foot at the end of the day hits different. If God sweet paying attention, I would never overlook myself at the end of the day because God allowed me to seek where I was going within. I had chicks and dudes with more money than me looking at me like competition. They didn't want me to see. You know, it didn't matter if they tax bracket. Hold on one second, they job description. Hold on one second, that dude was truly thirsty. But hold on one second, I never had malicious intentions. I ain't want your bitch. Fuck you too. It's the train of thought for me. You know, if it's only one person that's showing you love, never give up on yourself because they want you to fuck you. It's the train of thought for me. You know, being salty at the end of the day, they would never understand the recipe with God. And I don't mean narcotics. I don't mean narcotics. It be the train of thought for me. This is the point where they say, hold on one second, I told you she was slow, stupid, and retarded. I told you she's going to crash out at the end of the day. But goddamn, I'm just being my authentic self at the end of the day. Even my mama didn't love me. I had to pour into me at the end of the day. I wasn't seeking revenge. I just had to understand that God's rhythm hits different. And I told her one day she gonna love me again. She told me that God don't love me. But God keeps showing up for me. I'm my biggest cheerleader walking these streets alone. They would never understand I wasn't trying to miss myself. I wasn't trying to mislead myself wrong. I got hold on one second. I got caught up in the words. They say, Naya, hold on when it comes to the verbs. Slow down. Hold on one second. It's okay to have a speech problem, disability at the end of the day. Never overlook yourself because the enemy's calling. The devil trying to shortchange you when it comes to your mental health. But I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. You know, it be the train of thought for me. Always be authentic. I'm far from a copycat. They said you're salty, but I wasn't thirsty. They said that you're salty, but I wasn't thirsty. They said that you're salty, but I wasn't thirsty. Nah, I was just hungry at the end of the day. But I ain't have to rob my neighbor, and I said it respectfully, then have to pretend. Taking accountability for my actions, you would never understand what growth looks like when you gotta pray to go within. I wasn't doing it for the likes and views of clout chasing. They said she's whack, she's a corny, she's a nobody. Ain't nobody paying attention because hold on one second. We controlling your numbers to do you wrong. Paint you out to be a shadow band at the end of the day because we gonna rob you. Do you wrong at the end of the day. Damn, but God showed me the devil love on the enemy. I ain't gonna give up myself because you didn't know how to respect me. You know, I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. But chicks and dudes be moving really misleading. Like how you say you want somebody to be real, but you ain't used to at the end. They so actually show you, hold on one second, I wasn't running from that case. That's what you try to plot on me at the end of the day. You didn't want me to become my best self vision of myself, but I was willing to bet up myself to understand that, hold on one second, that case got dismissed. You know, they don't give a fuck about your name. I don't mean no disrespect, and I say that respectfully, but hold on one second, you have to overcome pain. You know, my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You could have chicks and dudes got more money than you, let alone be able to afford a household at the end of the day. Not to be short on bills, but hold on one second. I'm the norm when it comes to hold on one second. I may be short, but at the end of the day, I ain't trying to lose myself because someone tried to make me mentally unstable. Hold on one second. I wasn't trying to compete for myself. I wasn't. I just wanted to be present. That energy hits different. Because I was never in a race. Competition, they would never understand. Hold on 1 second. That didn't live my vein. I'm far from a hater. Neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. I'm far from a hater. Neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. It's that train of thought for me. You know, I'm far from an addict. I'm far from a sex worker. But it's not a crime to be authentic. You know, someone could be more established than you in life. But when you try at the end of the day, never allow that to stop you from loving you. Because they don't see you. They don't know how to respect themselves and respect you. I said 6 feet apart. What happened, neighbor, neighbor? Damn, you had to diss me with the player. That's what you said at the end of the day. Homie Shorty was a player. Back in the days, keep talking about the later. You keep talking about stuff that was past. But then when I talk about certain things at the end of the day, you don't want my pain to actually realize, hold on 1 second, it could truly overcome, hold on 1 second. I understood why it didn't last. You know, because when you put your proper foot in at the end of the day, they swear that you think you better than somebody when you wasn't trying to catch a case. How this type of stuff actually happens. Then when you take a second to yourself, they still willing to call you a number. When you still know how to respect your neighbor. Didn't matter their culture, religion, let alone tax bracket. At the end of the day, they came from poverty and pain. Always be yourself. I may be whack and corny to the average person, but I'm not for you. And when it comes to my creativity and my signature, when I sign myself at the day, I never gave nobody permission. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. Individuals will sit there, watch your moves. When it come to hold on 1 second, you truly got to pretend true. You even have to try hard to actually look in the mirror to hold on 1 second. You actually got a heart. Hold on 1 second. Regardless of all the charm and pain that you've been through, you had chicks and dudes try to pretend to actually love you. Only reason to hold on 1 second, all you had to do is pray to go with it. They would never understand how God was showing your reflection. You know when God closed certain doors in your life, how that chick and dude wasn't truly for you at the end of the day. You know the one that gave you a headache, the one that you was pointing to, and they couldn't meet you halfway, all because, hold on 1 second, God was your director when it comes to self-love. They would never understand how God's sweet stepping for you, love. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. I would never hurt myself regardless who has me shadow banned or who's gang stalking me. I don't got a lot about someone gang stalking me. And chasing clout, that's not part of my vocabulary. If I'm authentic, you behind the numbers, the end of the day, dimbling and dabbled to make me feel like I'm supposed to frown. But you know, at the end of the day, when folks is truly for you, they ain't gonna try hard to actually show you at the end of the day what respectless, up close in person. Yeah, they watching, but they have so much to say. They say you ain't gonna prosper or elevate because I'm gonna make sure I dim your light with your own pain. Wow. How this type of stuff actually happens. How when you a truth teller, and folks take your kindness for weakness. And then when you speak up, you dead ass wrong. So you would rather be in the next borough or the next county or the next country talking shit when I'm right here. It be the train of thought for me. I ain't run nowhere. It's be the train of thought for me. How folks forget what they do. But hold on 1 second. Whenever one thing I was wanting to do at the end of the day was run from me because you didn't know how to respect me. I don't run from he say, she say, even the lies. You know, folks would try to paint a narrative all because, hold on 1 second, the devil did tell lies. You know, my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Always be yourself when folks are not for you. Never stop loving yourself. And I say respectfully, it's not a crime to be authentic. It's not. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Poetry, my swag. Now, as a trainer, I'm different. What happened, neighbor? You know, no mother or father should have to worry about a phone call or a guardian. A mother and father that wants their child to prosper in life. And they wasn't doing it for likes and views of clout chasing no fame. Regardless to where they was at in their journey, they still showed up for their baby. You know, a mother that actually prayed for her child. A father at the end of the day, he didn't know how to pray, but he was willing. Only as the hold on 1 second had allowed him to see true healing. So he could be there for his cub. The energy is different. You know, the reflection, when he looked in the mirror, a little him, he would never understand at the end of the day. He would never understand. When you fighting yourself with your own words, only rise the hold on 1 second. Change allows you to heal. Those are the moments that you said to yourself. They would never understand. They would never understand why you chose you. They would never understand how did you pour into a baby. A little you. Only rise the hold on 1 second. you're very so much thankful that you didn't lose you another day. You know, my content is not for everybody. Not every mother and father is the same, and I say respectfully. But when it comes to someone bringing harm to someone's child because someone lacks self-control or discipline, or because someone wants to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, financially, or project a hate crime towards somebody, or gang stalk somebody, or project spell work towards somebody, or project DV on somebody, or hate crime on somebody, or because someone lacks self-control. Did it matter if someone came from poverty and pain? No. No mother wants to lose herself because she lost her child. And I don't mean no disrespect. A mother's fight is different. She showed up when everybody wasn't looking. She showed up when everybody was wearing the mask. She showed up. Hold on one second. They would never understand how true love can truly last. She showed up for her. It was a fight she couldn't understand at the end of the day, but she truly understood. Hold on one second. I still got to go within. I see a reflection of me. They would never understand how God is dancing for me. I didn't know how to pray, but I'm loving myself. I'm going to stop right there. Because when a mother and father shows up, the unconditional love is different. Don't matter how long it's going to rain. Because one day at the end of the day, the sun will shine. Only was the hold on one second. A mother's love, a father's love. Who would have knew that God was willing? You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say respectfully, I don't condone violence. And I'm far from a hater. You can have more than me, you can have less than me at the end of the day, regardless of what zip code, county, country, or whatever the case may be, or whatever you're doing behind the scenes to try to blackmail me against me. I do not live in fear, and I walk these streets alone. And I say that respectfully. And I would never hurt myself or my peers around me. It's a train of thought for me. You know, when you're a child of God, regardless to if you may have something or not at the end of the day, it's one thing when you don't have something to not able to help your neighbor compared to when you do have and you actually have the heart. You know, people pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to disrespect. Because at some point in someone's journey at the end of the day, you didn't have those couple of dollars in your pocket. You was looking for help at the end of the day. But you still, at the end of the day, regardless of job or not, you still make things happen today, even if you didn't have a dream. It's individuals that have a dream at the end of the day that, hold on one second, they never asked for nobody dollar. They never asked for no handout at the end of the day. And when God places money in certain folks' hands today, that blessing is not a curse. That blessing is to help their neighbor to know at the end of the day, there's peace. It ain't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How individuals will look at someone like competition. At the end of the day, you came a long way. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Didn't have to pretend, hold on one second, we don't think the same. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. We don't all pray to the same God, but I know how to respect my neighbor, and regardless if they're older than me or not. It's the train of thought for me. Is excuse me, thank you, good day, you're not for me. And that's why I ain't saying that to your stupid ass. Or sometimes in the day, when God says speak, that ain't just different. Because you don't have hate within you. You know, when the person can't wait till their prayer comes true, you begin to crash out. Because people pick and choose what character traits they want to put you in when it comes to crash out. People will speak about God, the devil, spirituality, healing, trauma, and pain, or narcotics. They get to pick and choose who could talk about these type of stuff. No mother and father should dim their child's light because someone wants to label their child and I said what I said. When they're not, they have a name. My content is not for everyone. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Hi to the genuine ones that don't mention to this. Hi, I gotta go. You're a weirdo. Naya, let's go. Always be yourself and never listen to just being authentic. They got so much to say. Ha! Hold on one second. I ain't for you, neighbor. You a hater. Why are you over here watching me? Naya, am I in trouble? Nah, you good. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You matter your way, don't dim me like when you fall from a hater. Hold on one second. G.O.D. got your back. that was God's protection. I love myself, that door was closed for all the reasons. Hold on 1 second. I'm mad I ain't worthy, don't dim your light. When you fall from the head, say, hey. Gotta go, stop the violence. My content is not for everybody. I may be trash to you. I may not be irrelevant to you. But it's not a crime to be authentic. Regardless of your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, or your religion, or your culture, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I love to talk about love. No, it's a chain thought for me. Always be yourself with no intentions. Love is real, love is one of a kind. With the right one truly for you. Dang. Did you have to be perfect when it came to love? Who would have knew that the love of your life actually showed up for you? You know, you checked off everything when it came to the box. Only realized the hold on 1 second. God sweet showed you that you didn't have enough. You didn't have enough love. You know, you poured into the wrong cup. Only realized the hold on 1 second. God allowed you to heal you, love. You know, because you blossom and elevate and walk into the right person's arms. Only realized the hold on 1 second. It wasn't competition. You know, someone actually seeing your reflection. You know, someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Being on the same page, who would have knew that someone could truly show you that true love could truly last when it comes to your faith? You know, being authentic, wasn't aware of the mask, loving on having your cake and eat it too. They would never understand how someone truly chose you. You know, having the key to their heart, that balance is different. When someone walks into your life, you didn't have to pretend to love them, but who would have knew that true love was a competition? Did I say it already? You know, because it sounds like a repeated thing every single day. Falling in love with the love of your life. But hold on 1 second, that balance is different when someone, hold on 1 second, didn't see you as a threat. You know, someone sees you, hears you, respects you. They gotta put their hands on you at the end of the day. That energy is different when it comes to your concentration. I found someone who loves me. Ain't trying to dim my light. I'm mad I ain't worthy. It's the trick though for me. You know, my content is for me. No, hold on 1 second. I'm authentic. Here's the trait of me. So when you're not for me, keep it pushing. You know, because someone doesn't want you to waste their time and day, let alone their energy. You know, someone truly showing, hold on 1 second. I truly believe that you had truly good intentions. You know, someone loves you, respects you. You know, that F-A-I-T-H is different. Hold on 1 second. I'm being pointed in the right direction. It's a light of love. Love! It's a change on me. I play too much. No, for real, for real. So when they take you as a game, though, at the end of the day, you know, hold on 1 second. Someone in the child actually came out in the most healthiest way. You know, someone on your tax bracket, someone when it comes to your mental, spiritually, hold on 1 second, emotionally. I wasn't just talking about dollars, because money at the end, they just truly brings balance when it comes to knowledge. Because when you in the right person's life at the end of the day, hold on 1 second. They ain't trying to hurt you. They trying to understand the day. I'm gonna live a better life with you. It's a change though for me. You know, because peace is different. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because it wasn't no gaslighting. You know, someone cheering up for you up close in person behind closed doors. Someone truly showing you to hold on 1 second. It's okay to love me. That ain't just different. When someone finds a safe place with you, only rest the hold on 1 second. Even the outside world don't want you to be comfortable. You know, because they would send spell work, evil eye. They would make someone not look at you in a light, healthy light. That ain't just different. True love is not supposed to hurt. True love is not misleading. True love is being on the same page. Always be yourself when someone understands at the end of the day. True love is real, emotionally available. Who would have knew? God allows you to get close to the love that loves you. It's a check on me. You know, who is be yourself with no intentions? I'm Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently November 29th, 2025. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always have since day one. It's not a crime to be authentic, because when God sends the right people into your life, regardless of whether they're in a healing journey or a spiritual journey today, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, and they don't have intentions. And they far from haters. Hello. My content is not for everyone. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity, and worthy. Always remember the tools that they can relate to, faith. Because Monday, it was an actual vision at the end of the day that how would you make it through a week that you can't understand? You choosing you to go within. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments, those days of the week that they can't comprehend. I love myself, not that's in my life. I love myself, not that's in my life. I love myself, not that's in my life. They gon' hate regardless, but I love me. I ain't gonna overlook me, cause you overlooked me. And the train off me. That's what happens when individuals overlook you. It didn't matter the day of the week. The season when it comes to someone's storm, let alone weather, at the end of the day, how folks pick and choose who they want to bully to catch a case. It'd be the train of thought for me. You ever actually respected your neighbor, not to overlook yourself, but you know how to take accountability for your actions when someone didn't know how to better themselves. Someone got stuck in a chapter. But you still pray for your neighbor. It's one thing being a child making mistakes, but taking account at the end of the day, yeah, that still hits different. A reality not going to sell you short when it comes to your reflection being an adult. Taking accountability for your actions, not for likes. If you're a clout chaser, no fame. At the end of the day, clout chaser, nah, that's not where it was at. But hold on one second. The right people actually see me. You always be yourself. I was never in competition regardless if you got more at the end of the day. How chicks and dudes would disrespect you, but never had a conversation with you at the end of the day. But understand, hold on one second, I was just trying to catch my blessing. I was in my own lane, part of my manners, but hold on one second, I ain't got to do the two-step when it came to my handshake. And the trait of you, only if you knew. Always be yourself. It's like when you are anti-social person or you are popular loner. People look at you like, hold on one second, why you ain't saying nothing? You think you better than somebody. Excuse me, what's wrong with these people? I don't know. This type of stuff actually happens. Or someone is monitoring your pockets, trying to rob you behind closed doors. Hold on one second. All because they wanted to size you up in your lobby. They said we gonna make sure we control the camera so nobody see that you was even coming or going. Hold on one second, damn, but God showed me my reflection. How chicks and dudes would disrespect you. You don't gotta know them at the end of the day. Only have to hold on a second how I become a witness. I knew how to respect my neighbor at the end of the day, all because I understood that God was protecting me. Folks trying to send Spoic right to left. This old bitch getting on my fucking nerves. I wish she fucking leave me the fuck alone. Sending me spell work. It be the train of thought for me. How chicks and dudes don't matter how old they are. They sitting there throwing Spoic right to left, and they quick to call you dysfunctional. Now we live in a spiritual world. This the part when this chick and dude can't wait to say at the end of the day, I told you it was a crash out, but I was far from wilding out the end of the day. I'm still healing. Never said I was perfect, but I still don't respect my neighbor. Didn't have how much money they had. Yeah, neighbor. That conversation that was real brief at the end of the day. I never said a name, but goddamn, everybody swear I'm talking about them when I wasn't trying to catch a case. It's the train of thought for me. You're draining me now. I gotta go. Didn't matter someone's tax bracket. You could be a rock star, pop star, R&B chick. It'd be the train of thought for me when it come to your wig. I wasn't trying to push it back. I'll let you know in 1 second your existence. It's a train of thought for me. You could talk about certain scenarios all day long, but folks put themselves in a conversation. Where did we go wrong? And the train thought he's stupid. My content is not for everybody, and I say it respectfully. It's not a crime to be authentic. I would never hurt myself regardless of who don't know how to respect me or who's trying to bring harm towards me. I walk these streets alone, and I would never hurt myself. And I was never part of someone's one-sided ass contract. And I say it respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Regardless of you, whoever has me shadow banned, and the one that's gang stalking me, it be the thought for me. I never signed up for your one-sided ass contract. It's the thought for me. When God reveals the devil or an enemy, never overlook yourself, and I said it respectfully. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you matter, you're worthy. Everybody doesn't want to help their neighbor. Folks have malicious intentions, wanting to help their neighbor. But all help ain't good help, but I knew how to respect my neighbor. Thank you, no thank you, I'm sorry. It's a train of thought for me. Oh, you trying to bow down to me now? Nah, that wasn't the case because I wasn't trying to catch one. It be a train of thought for me how chicks and dudes would try to test you. Only hold on 1 second. God allowed you to shoot. God allowed you to see why your reflection is different. Going within. Hold on 1 second. I actually had common sense. I may get messed up when it comes to certain days, when it comes to my verbs. Because everybody has a good day and a bad day. But goddamn, you would never understand that pain is different. Because everybody's not the same. when it comes to their body. Hold on 1 second. I ain't have to walk that whole shame. Always be yourself. I was never trying to fit in, just be different. I was rooting for folks at the end of the day, even when I didn't have a couple of dollars in my pocket, but I still was in existence. You didn't see me as competition, but I was a threat at the end of the day. It was times I ain't have food in my fridge, but hold on 1 second, I still ate. I ain't had to rob the next person at the end of the day. Something I would never run from is my past, because I don't understand where I came from. Hold on 1 second, I ain't gonna talk too much, but hold on 1 second. God loves me. You know when you help your neighbor? You know, just because. Because you helped me. I'm going to pay it forward. I ain't doing it for likes, views, and cloud chasing or fame. Hold on 1 second. I ain't have to pull out the camera that day. The train throw for me. You know, chicks and dudes still do things in competition. Only rest, hold on 1 second, they watching your every move. Where you have to get physical. My flow is definitely not like yours at the end of the day, but hold on 1 second. Damn, did your mom pull a cord too fast? When it came to hold on 1 second, you wasn't that strong. And I don't mean no disrespect, especially when you come up against me at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm really disrespectful, and I say that respectfully. I'm just saying my point of view. You can say what you want, but I ain't gonna touch you. I don't got that type of mindset at the end of the day, because hold on 1 second, I understood self-control. Hold on 1 second, keep pushing. Hey, trade over me. Hello, thank you, God, for being patient with me. Always be yourself. You know, I had men disrespect me all my life. And I'm a female. So when I come in contact with certain men at the end of the day, I never said I was better than you. But I still know how to respect my neighbor. Even if you got a chick or not. It's the trade off of me! And I never looked at a female like competition. And I say that respectfully if I'm on my own existence. It's just in the thought for me. I just know how to respect my neighbor. And when God sends right into your life, respect is a two-way street. You know, my content is not for everyone, regardless who has me shadow banned. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless who's in the background or what neighbor in any zip code at the end of the day is trying to blackmail me against me. I would never hurt myself. I may be whack and corny to the average person, but I'm not going to stop being myself. How chicks and dudes were monitoring 2 years and months at a time. Only was hold on 1 second. I wasn't in competition with you. It's just a thought for me how chicks and dudes would be so inspired but won't put respect on your name, but they would do it from afar at the end of the day, talk shit behind your back like, hold on 1 second, paw on your back. You know, my content is not for everybody. I may be whack and corny to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic, and I say respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. And if you're a female at the end of the day and you ever been disrespected by a man, like, your voice does matter too. Never allow no man to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing yourself. Everybody's household is not the same. But when you walk out in the street at the end of the day, the energy is different. I don't got messages towards my neighbor. I never knew it was a crime to thank you, say thank you or no thank you, or even have a small talk at the end of the day. Ain't nobody trying to get in your drawers, trust and believe you ain't my type. It's the trade off for me. But there's so many women, regardless of their sexual orientation, that has been disrespected by a man that call himself a man at the end of the day. I know how to respect my elders, or not at the end of the day, with no misintentions, regardless to your gender. Always be yourself, no misintentions. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Never give up on yourself because someone overlooked you, someone didn't know how to love you or respect you. You know, no mother or father should lose their child due to someone's lack of self-control because someone wants to make a mother and father miserable. Someone wants a mother and father to crash out. Someone wants a mother and father to make themselves feel at the end of the day they're not even worthy of eating. This type of stuff actually happens when a mother loses custody of her child because someone decided to strip their baby away from them. And there was a fit mother. They was able to provide for their child. Regardless if they came from poverty and pain, they actually knew how to respect themselves. Regardless of the unhealthy relationships that they've been at the end of the day, they still knew how to be a mother. They didn't let somebody blindside them when it came to pouring to their child. How someone was a protector, someone prayed for their child, someone was guiding their child, good day, bad day, and pouring the proper nourishment into that child. You know, someone didn't want a mother or father to fix their crown, maintain a smile. You know, when it come to your reflection, they would never understand how. You dealt with so much pain. How could you pour into your baby and meet them halfway? That's little you, and it will forever be little you. No mother or father should have their child stripped away from them because someone has jealousy problems, someone's a hater, or someone wants to control the narrative and they to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, or financially at the end of the day. Just the energy harvest of someone's child or project sport towards someone's child. Or to try to make that child feel at the end of the day. Their parent don't want them. No child should have that mindset, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. It's currently 10:50 p.m. 11 is November 29, 2005. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. My content is not for everyone. And I say respectfully, always be yourself, no intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never allow someone's projection make you feel like you're a rejection. Because loving yourself is not an overnight process, but loving yourself, you are worthy. They know I love you, respect you, protect you. But they will never understand how you met yourself halfway. It's a train of thought for me. I'm not a sex worker or addict. I didn't know it was a crime at the end of the day. If you don't do hard drugs, like hard drugs, and you just drink tea sometimes. I never knew that was a crime. And especially when you don't do hard drugs. You don't even drink. How folks will try to create a narrative because they don't know you or they make an assumption at the end of the day. It's a train of thought for me. You know, when God allows you to speak when need to at the end of the day, certain folks will never understand. And especially if someone has malicious intentions towards you at the end of the day. Or certain conversations come your way. And you was never aggressive or disrespectful in no shape or form. How when God reveals the devil alone and enemy at the end of the day, you didn't run from fear. When the devil, regardless if it was a couple or not at the end of the day, or an elderly woman, and God said that was the enemy, that's the devil, that, you know, is multiple of them, and they're trying to kick you down, they're trying to hurt you, but I want you to see this person's face. You're not running from fear. You're not running from faith. You're not running from self. You understood, hold on one second, that step hits different. That ain't just different. You know, being authentic is not a crime. Certain folks will never understand you. Because when God reveals the devil on the enemy, yeah, I said thank you, no thank you. But I ain't have to show you that handshake either. It'd be the train of thought for me. I know how to respect my neighbor without putting my hands on my neighbor. You know, folks, everybody doesn't think the same. I may not make sense to the average person at the end of the day, but it's not a crime to be authentic. When God reveals the devil on the enemies that you prayed for, and they reveal their face, even in regards to if that was that elevator, the staircase, that grocery store, that mailbox, it didn't matter where it was. It didn't matter if it was across town or not. When God reveals the devil on an enemy, you didn't run from fear. You didn't run from self. You didn't run because you showed up for growth. I gotta go. I'm not yet, you know, respecting my content. I'm ready. Oh, okay. Peace and respect, sir, respect, your neighbors. You better want to them. You're not go there, but them. You're like, stop the violence. Misunderstood and loved by you. Far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. I'm not yet, you know, respect when it comes to my creativity. I work alone. Regardless of what man, woman, couple, or elderly, or a child is threatening my life, I would never hurt myself. I never signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract. Regardless of what man, or what woman, or a child, or elderly, regardless of their tax bracket and day, is willing to blackmail me against me when I never had malicious intentions. Always be yourself, and I say respectfully with no intentions. I was never in competition with my neighbor, and it's not a crime to be authentic. Regardless of who has me shadow banned or trying to dim my light in the day. We all don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater, neighbor. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. My soul was never for sale. I love me, not trying to dim my light. They would never understand. Hold on 1 second, you're mad, you're worthy. I am worthy of choosing me. Don't dim your light, never, don't dim your light. I'm my favorite when they overlook me. Yeah, I'm a cheerleader. Choose me. I gotta go. Always be yourself. And I say respectfully, I'm not your genuine respect. And like I said, I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. Regardless who's trying to blackmail me at the end of the day, to pay me out to be something I'm truly not at the end of the day, I'm far from a hate. I know how to respect my neighbor. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. It's no third party involved. And I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to make money off me or to even accept money on my behalf. How when it comes to gang stalking, they will monitor your phone calls. They will monitor you from the time that you leave out your household so you can walk into your household. You know, they would play with your mail, your packages. They would act like you got it when you never didn't. You know, they would hack your accounts, your device, your emails, even monitor your screen as you even, hold on 1 second, has it open. How this type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter what tax bracket someone in or what department of HRA they work at the end of the day. They would try to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially, or even make you homeless at the end of the day. I'm a truth teller. I'm authentic. I don't work for my past. We all ain't the same. And I'm far from a hater. You know, individuals would take your kindness or weakness and then paint you to be the villain in their story. Or because you spoke up for yourself when you're your own biggest cheerleader. And you ain't have nobody ruin you on but you. But when God sends right people into your life, they act in their body weight, not their shoe size. That respect is different at the end of the day. Because it was never competition, and they fall from a hater when it comes to their reflection, regardless of keeping poverty and pain. We all ain't the same. Today is currently November 29, 2005, and my content is not for everyone. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself. Limitations. It's currently 10:56 p.m. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always have since day one. I'm Naya, genuine respect. I go live every single night at 10:15 p.m. on YouTube. Now, that's the trait of always be yourself, but don't molest senses when you fall from a hater. I gotta go. Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. You know, when you're not a hater, that energy is different. I gotta go. Always be yourself. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. I worship my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. And my soul was never for sale. Always be yourself. We don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. I'm Naya, genuine respect. Stop the violence.